Hello, and welcome again to another guest interview, this time with the famous piano performing duo Anderson and Rowe. So, Greg and Elizabeth were so gracious to meet with me. They were on tour when I was able to schedule a little time with them, and so they were so nice to meet with me and take time out of their tour to give me a little bit of insight and talk to me about their experience and their beginnings as a piano performing duo. So thank you so much, Anderson and Rowe. You guys are so amazing. They're not only amazing as pianists, but as human beings and as people. So it's such a fun thing to listen to them talk, and in a setting like a Skype video. So I hope you enjoy this interview. Again, if you haven't seen their most recent videos, please look in my description box below and you will find a link to their website as well. And with that, I hope you enjoy. Please comment, like, and subscribe. So thank you again so much for meeting with me today. I know you have limited time, so I wanted to dive right into the list of questions that I had. Can you start with a little introduction? I know most people know you, but for the viewers that may not know the classical music world as well, will you do a little brief introduction?
Sure.
We are the Anderson and Rowe piano duo. I'm Elizabeth Joy Rowe.
I'm Greg Anderson. We've been making music videos online since 2007, and they kind of are known for their fairly wild, over-the-top, sensational style. But we have a lot of fun with them, and we use them to further our mission, namely to make classical music a relevant and powerful force in society.
We've been playing together for over 17 years at this point, and it's just been an amazing ride. We also tour all over the world, and we're actually saying hello to all of you from the road, our hotel room in North Carolina.
Wow, so where are you guys performing next?
We have a presentation today for students at the University of North Carolina, and then we're heading to Alabama, and then after that we have Texas and then Singapore, so a lot of travel.
Wow. Lots of traveling. So you mentioned that you started your YouTube channel in 2007. Why is, and you mentioned why already, but is that the main purpose, is to make classical music more accessible? And was YouTube initially your main platform?
Yes, actually, YouTube was our main platform. It started because what we do is so choreographed and physical, and we were writing these arrangements for four hands at a single piano, in which our four hands almost become like 4 feet on a dance floor, and we were deliberately writing in a degree of choreography, like dance steps with our hands. And up close where we were seated, that looked so cool and fun, and it still looks really cool for the audience when they're hundreds of feet away, but we really wanted to be able to take our audience up into our perspective and let them see this really close. So we asked around some video makers to see if they could help us, and the prices they were quoting us were far beyond any college student's dreams, and so we decided to take things into our own hands and make these videos ourselves, using Liz's mom's camcorder and my iMovie that came free on my computer. And we started putting those videos together, and then, yes, we put it up onto YouTube, not really knowing the reach of YouTube or its even its fullest potential, but we put them there because, as we said, we wanted to make the music more accessible to people. We wanted to bring people up into our world, and we really wanted to find ways to highlight the spirit of these pieces that we were playing, so that we could intensify the listening and artistic experience for our audiences.
I would add that another impetus behind the creation of these videos has been that we've grown up with seeing music videos from the pop and rock genres. And back when MTV actually showed music videos, you would see these imaginative and really creative videos of these pop songs. And so we realized that classical music is so rich and filled with so much variety and potential for the visual medium. And so Greg and I love watching movies, we go to museums, we're very visual people. And so being able to translate some of our creativity and our ideas to this medium has been incredibly satisfying and inspiring.
That is so inspiring just to hear you guys tell me your perspective. And that's exactly why I started and was very curious about YouTube, and why I wanted to write my dissertation on it is because now in the present generation, it is so prominent in our society. And to really get the young people involved and are looking towards the future, it's so essential that we take our steps forward. So, what have you found to be the most technological tool or effective videos, subjects for both of you as professional pianists in your career? When you started, was it right away the music videos that kind of got you the following, or was it, more personal videos, or was it practice videos? What
Right.
was, what have you found to be the most effective?
Essentially, to date, all of the videos on our channel are just produced music videos. We have, I shouldn't say all, almost all. There's
Majority.
a couple that are behind the scenes, but even those are put together in a fairly polished sort of way. And then there's a couple live music videos, or not really music videos, but live performance videos, just a couple of those. But predominantly we've crafted these produced videos. We found that YouTube is not necessarily the greatest place to focus one's listening, and the audio quality often is suffering. Sometimes there's like delays in the streaming, and it's not like a classical concert venue, like a hall, which has like great acoustics and is deliberately designed to focus your listening experience. YouTube's distracting. There's comments, there's advertisements, and so the idea of putting live performance videos online has been a little off-putting to us, because we just rather people come to our concerts and engage with us in live musical performance that way. Instead, we've found that these fairly over-the-top produced music videos work better online, because it can cut through some of the distractions of the online environment and engage with viewers and listeners more immediately in that particular platform.
And perhaps what we love about these music videos is that we can access other elements of our artistic, almost like our artistic desires. We are very committed to our touring and perform a lot, but what we love about music videos is it can take the audience on a journey to a different universe. And there are things that you cannot do in a concert hall that you can do in a music video. And I think that's why we focused a lot of our content to be more cinematic than your usual practice videos, which, we've seen a lot of those done really successfully. But I think for us, we have more of a stylistic connection to something that's a bit more heightened, and perhaps can provide another window into the music that you wouldn't normally experience in the practice room or in a concert hall.
Yeah. I mean, we always talk about this. Every single video we make, its purpose is to highlight the spirit already inherent in the original. So, our Lose Yourself to Dance video, we're like surrounded by swirling lights on a roller rink, where one might expect to dance. And that just felt like an appropriate environment for this particular piece of music, because it gets the viewer almost like amped up for this like kind of fun, festive dance experience.
Disco inspired.
Yeah, song. But we wouldn't put the pianos on a roller rink and perform the Mozart sonata for two pianos there. That's not going to do anything to highlight the spirit of the music. So instead, for the Mozart sonata, we found ways to play with our reflections on the fallboard, and really highlight the friendly, playful dialogue between the two musicians in a visual way.
Right, or like we have a Bach video of a selection from the Art of Fugue, and we literally are showing visually how the counterpoint is working. Our hands are in a grid, and you can see it just looks very graphical, and you can almost see how the voices are interacting. So every video kind of has its own unique perspective, and we either take a advantage of a certain ambiance, environment, or literally a certain filming style to get across these points.
So I feel like right now the classical music world is kind of split as far as technology goes. Like, do you guys get made fun of or like get criticized for your online presence? And then what's your perspective on that? Do you think it's a legitimate platform for really intense classical musicians?
I mean, I have lots of thoughts on that. In general, people haven't given us a hard time, at least to us personally. Usually, to our faces. Usually, people are nice enough in person, but we do read enough comments online to know that there are people who are very disgusted by what we're doing. Which, in the end, we've built a kind of a backbone to it all because we are really excited by what we're doing. We're proud of it. And it's kind of like, I don't really care anymore if they don't like it. But a couple defenses are that what we're doing is designed to cut through the noise of the online world. And it is a way for us to grab at some younger viewers, get them like just open their eyes to this world that we're occupying and excite them and energize them and convince them that this is not just like fun, but this is like really cool, really powerful stuff, so that they'll consider coming to one of our concerts. And then one of the biggest compliments that happens are these fans see us in concert and they admit to us that we're really worried that the live concert wouldn't live up to the experience of watching the crazy music videos. And then they find the opposite happens, that it was even more impactful to be able to see it in person. But I just find that doing it the other way around and just doing a deflated live performance online, it doesn't do anything to convince somebody that this is like essential to their lives. It just seems like a staid like recital video.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, from my perspective, I feel that we've gotten a lot of positive reactions to our videos, and maybe just because I don't check like YouTube comments that regularly, but I feel really lucky that we have been almost encouraged to keep doing what we love and what we're passionate about. And in a way, I mean, we almost feel like these proud, like a proud aunt and uncle when we see the new generation of classical musicians come out with these interesting videos, because when we started making them, we didn't have those examples. We had examples from other genres of music, and so to see that it's become kind of mainstream in the classical music world for artists to post videos online, it almost feels like we were part of this movement. And yeah, as Greg was saying, we just believe so much in its impact to reach new audiences, audiences of all ages. It could be a 50-year-old who has never given classical music a chance and perhaps links or clicks on our video and is excited to explore more of the repertoire. That is really meaningful to us.
Wow. So I just wanted to wrap up with maybe two more questions. The first one is, you mentioned your philosophy. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? Do you think that philosophy is ever going to change? How will you grow and transform in the next 5 years?
Well, it's kind of interesting when we look back at our past. Like, Liz and I have really been advocates of serendipity. Like, we never expected to be in a piano duo. We just happened to be really good friends. We didn't even like this genre so much before we started. But we've turned it into something that works for us because we were having so much fun doing it. Similarly with the videos, when we made those first videos, I did not see the world ahead of us.
Yeah, we're like, oh, we just made a couple. We'll post them online.
And so I think it's really important to me to continue to allow for a degree of serendipity in our future, and to be able to be flexible enough to kind of transform as the world changes as well, and be adaptable to either new technologies or current events in the world. Currently, we're preparing some big, wild new music videos. In fact, I stayed up until 6 a.m. last night editing one because I just got so excited and couldn't turn it away. But several of those, and I look forward to our future, even if we tour less, to still just taking a little time every year to film these videos, because I love seeing their impact, and they're so wacky and they're so fun to make.
And I would add to that, sort of along the same lines, that I hope that in the next 5 years and beyond, that we continue to stay open, and to really use our music and our art and our creativity to help impact the world in positive ways, and to stay true to our vision. And the specifics of that are fuzzy, and it's been such a blessing to get to this point, and without a lot of things that have happened have exceeded our expectations, or just been in a totally different direction that we would have anticipated. So in general, I think it's important for artists in any field to just have that sense of wonder and discovery and adventure, because in a way that's what art celebrates, and that's what we hope to evoke with our music videos. But we're just grateful for all the support that's out there, and we hope to continue meeting all of you in the future.
It's so wonderful. Okay, and then the last question, do you teach, and then what advice do you have for other students, teachers, musicians, human beings?
Oh, wow. That really went there. Neither of us teach students on a regular basis, just because our touring demands are so intensive. And then you throw on top of that, we're writing our pieces and our arrangements, and we're filming these music videos and editing these music videos ourselves. So we just haven't had the time for that sort of thing. But we do teach master classes with some regularity. I think on a pianistic level, my advice is always to listen to what you are producing, to listen to what somebody else is producing, listen to the vibe that you're getting from the audience. It's about getting you out of yourself and into the world and the space as a pianist, as a musician. That's like my primary piece of advice.
We still use that all the time. Yeah. I actually in the past have held faculty positions, but as Greg said, the touring has gotten really intensive. But I love teaching, and I do think, the listening is really important, and also the ability to balance out wisdom and inspiration from both, your mentors and your teachers and artists around you and from the past, but also to listen to that voice within that is yours. Like, what is that voice that pushes you to explore a certain, composer's works, or to focus on, playing more chamber music, or everybody kind of has their passions. And while school is a great time to explore all sorts of things, and that's really important, ultimately it's your choice to figure out what you love and what you're going to enjoy committing your time and energy to. So it's both honoring that which you're learning, but also trusting in your own path.
Yeah, authenticity can be one of our greatest assets, and make us really special people. And audiences can read authenticity in a heartbeat. And so there's no point in being someone you're not, because you're not going to communicate as an individual, and certainly not as a musician.
And now even more so than at any time, I feel, in our sort of classical music world, a lot of boundaries are coming down, and people are trying new things. And in a sense, the artist has a responsibility to carve a path for themselves that sometimes hasn't been charted before. And that's really exciting, because sometimes the old patterns or traditions or ways of getting a career aren't working. And so I think that that's a way to encourage independence and passion, which is what we're all about.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for that advice and for all the time you spent with me today. This is so wonderful. Thank you so much. I did an interview with Melody Brown, and she was telling me that you guys, she said that you guys were really good friends, and I was like, oh my gosh, if I could have an interview with Melody Brown and then Anderson and Rowe, I will die a happy life.
Oh my God, we literally just talked to her.
We just talked to her 2 days ago. We are playing in Utah twice in the next season. Once at Logan.
Yeah, Logan.
That's like north of Salt Lake City, and then we're playing at BYU Provo in, is that February?
February, yeah, like around
Valentine's Day.
Well, I will come. And and I'll put all that information. It's all online, right? I can put that information in this video later. Okay. I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Goodbye.